Hi all, in this video I will try to predict for Leo ascendant people from 28th November 2021 Sunday to 5th December 2021, that is Sunday. So here the whole picture, if you observe for Leo ascendant people, the 4th house is the house of interest here. The 4th house is the domestic happiness, means the happiness that they get from the house that they are living in. So much of energy is concentrated here, and a kind of frictional environment is always seen here. The Sun and Ketu, right? Sun and Ketu are the permanent enemies, right? So Ketu Sun, Ketu Moon, these are the permanent enemies. So because of that, there is a clear frictional environment present in the 4th house, in the house that they are living in currently. And another important thing is the Saturn is transiting their 6th house. So this is where there is a probability of getting some chronic diseases, right? So Saturn has been traversing the Leo ascendant's 6th house only for the past some months, right? So clearly this Saturn is in the Saturn in Shravana nakshatra, that is a moon's nakshatra. Moon is a fastly moving planet and Saturn is a slowly moving planet. So this combination, Saturn in Shravana, is a kind of mismatch. It's always a kind of mismatch. Even though Capricorn is the own house of Saturn, and 6th house is always linked up with the diseases. So, and Saturn is a slowly moving planet. So Saturn in the 6th house becomes more significant. So there is a probability that this Leo ascendant people may get some chronic diseases. So what they have to do is, so automatically it will try to develop a kind of more interest or more discipline in terms of the daily routines. So this fear of disease, something like it may happen that these people may go to a doctor just for testing something, and the doctor may suggest to follow a very good daily routine to avoid any kind of chronic diseases, right? So such kind of things may happen, right? Or it might have already happened this year already, because Saturn has been traversing in their 6th house for the past a few months, right? So that is one important thing. They have to take care of health. And another one is there is a discipline in terms of the loan repayment, means they are very much committed to repay their loans, or they become very much disciplined. They try to follow a very good daily routine because of the fear of this particular chronic disease. That is one thing. And another interest is this particular 7th house where Jupiter is present. Recently Jupiter came to Aquarius for them, right? So Jupiter came to 7th house for them very recently, just some 3-4 days back itself. Now what happens? So Jupiter, what is the kind of Jupiter's energy? So Jupiter is nothing but the prosperity. So it is very much predicted, it can be very easily predicted that their spouse, means the Leo ascendant native's spouse, can have some progress, if let us say the Leo ascendant's spouse is doing some job. So he or she can see some excellence, some prosperity in the job side or in the person. So right, So that is possible. It's good for their spouse. That is one important thing to make. So another one is Venus. Venus is traversing the 5th house. So what happens when Venus is in the 5th house? So they may become very creative in this period for sure. So as Venus is in the 5th house, as long as Venus is in the 5th house, they spend a lot of time. If they have some children, let us say, right, they have some children, so they love to be with their children a lot during this period, especially when Venus had come to this Sagittarius, the sign of Sagittarius. I think it happened 1 or 2 months back or sometime. So till that time onwards, they have been very much spending time with the children. So that is one prediction we can make, and it's a kind of they love to be with their children. So during this period, right, so their love is towards children during this time. Their love is towards creativity. Their love is towards finding a solution for their chronic disease, right? So because here Venus is acting as a solution giving energy also for the disease, because 5th is always 12th from 6th, right? So that is one important prediction we can make. And their efforts, their main concentration is of course on the professional side. So it's 24/7. What is running in their mind is the profession, right? So whether it is troubles, challenges, or any kind of difficulties, right, their efforts significantly going into the 10th house, that is the karma house, of course the professional side. They're spending a lot of time also there, but they love to be with their children. That is also one possible prediction. The 5th house matters. Now see, as long as Venus is in their 5th house in the transit, they love to do the things related to the 5th house. Even 5th house is the house of romance, right? So let us say if these Leo ascendant people are not married, let us say, right, so they are interested in finding a love partner, right? They are interested in finding a love affair, interested in getting some love affair during this period more. Of course in other periods also everybody is interested in that. If the person is not married and if he is alone, and it's very much possible, but here especially the Leo ascendant people may also get a chance, because even though everybody is interested, every ascendant people are interested in getting a love affair or whatever, but they must have some convenient situations, right? But here for Leo ascendant people, there is a probability that they may have some kind of convenient situations to get a love affair. They love to do it. They love to, compared to the other times, as Venus is transiting in the 5th house, they may feel like having a lover for sure during this time, right? So that is one possible thing. And even the Jupiter in the 7th house, right? So if they are doing some business, so their partner will get benefited more compared to them even, right? So that is one possible prediction. And if you see the Mars transit here, Mars is transiting, so 28th, so 30th November, and then 1st December, and then the 2nd December, then the 3rd December, right? So 3rd, and I think by 4th December the same Mars is going into by the 5th December, right, it's going into the 4th house. So something is happening, something frictional is happening in the house. So it's better you concentrate upon that also. what is that happening? What is that frictional environment? Sun and Ketu, the frictional environment, right, is present in the 4th house. That is the house that they are living in. It's also the house of relatives, right, and it's also the house of mother. So what's happening with respect to your mother? What's happening uh, in the house that you are living in, my dear Leo ascendant, right? So there is a frictional environment. So you need to concentrate upon that as well now, right? So that is one thing. And now Mars is also joining there, right? So obviously the 4th house is the house of interest here, and also the 10th house, which is the house of profession, where you're putting more efforts. So there is a kind of 4-10 movement. So you need to concentrate on 4th house frictional things, at the same time the 10th house professional side. At the same time, let us say you are married, let us say you are married, then it is showing some kind of see what it is showing. Let us say you are married, you have some children. I am assuming such a kind of Leo ascendant personality, and I don't know your horoscope because I don't know your birth details and all the stuff, but by this transits I can clearly say some frictional environment is going on in the house that you are living in, and you are very much disturbed with that frictional environment in the house. At the same time, you have to work on your professional side. So you're putting more efforts in the professional side, and you have some children and you love to be with the children, right? At the same time, your partner, means your spouse, is getting more benefit compared to you, right? Because your spouse may have some professional success or may have some prosperity, right? And at the same time you have to concentrate on your health as well, because Saturn is disturbing you, right? So if you're a married person having some children, just imagine the kind of transit it's showing for you, right? It's a bit tough time, but of course, right? So you may need to concentrate, you may need to just, as Saturn is here in your 6th house, so it is helping you in setting up the daily routine, in organizing your whole stuff, discipline. It is teaching you some discipline in organizing all these things. That's how to maintain your work environment, the home environment, your health, right? And let us say, you see here your spouse is getting some prosperity, so why don't you try to get benefit out of it? Let us say if your spouse is having some promotion in the work front, then just ask some help from her or from him, right? That's one possible thing. And let us say you are not married and you are just a student, then what happens? Your main thing is in the bachelor degree. Let us say you're doing some bachelor degree, so that is going to be fine for you, right? It is your bachelor degree. Then you need to concentrate on what kind of karma you're doing, what kind of actions you're performing, because that is giving you trouble. Because your bachelor degree is going to give you some luck for you, because Venus is there. So you love to spend more time in reading your bachelor degree books or whatever during this time, but the actions you're performing are a bit disturbed, right? Because Rahu is in your 10th house, so the karma is a bit having some challenges and some troubles. So even though you have a lot of interest in studying the books or spending more time for your bachelor degree, you're getting some obstacles somewhere, right? You're getting some obstacles. Even the house environment, because of your relatives, maybe you're disturbed, because your 4th house is full of frictional energy. So for Leo ascendant persons, I am just imagining a personality, a student. Let us say I'm if I'm taking example as a bachelor degree student, so his condition is something like, you know, a Saturn is present in the 6th house, so it is going to teach you a lot of discipline, right? So a lot of organizational skills during this time, because the 4th house is very much disturbed. So it may be because of your mother's health is disturbed, or because of your mother the house environment is disturbed, or because of the relatives your house environment is disturbed. But you love to study more because the 5th house filled with Venus, or maybe if not studies, if not studies, then you may want to spend some time with your lover, but the house environment is not allowing you, because the 4th house is full of chaos, right, full of problems. Your mother is not allowing you, right? And the karma that you want to do, whatever karma that you want to do during this time, it is having a lot of obstacles because Rahu is present there, right? So this is another situation. At the same time, it is teaching you some discipline, and for others, means for your partner it is a very good time especially. So that is the energy present for Leo ascendant people. The 4th house, the house in which you are living in, is really, you know, it's a bit it has some frictional energy during this time. And on 5th December, the frictional energy may become even more frictional, right? There would be some anger, or there would be strong, you know, anger issues, or some ego issues are coming into the picture by 5th December, right? So you may need to concentrate on that. The only beneficial thing is the others, your partners. If you're married, your spouse, will you can take help from him or her. That is one thing. And the moon's transit, if you observe the moon's transit, so if I take, let us see, generally for Leo ascendant, the moon is very functionally malefic, right? Moon is functionally malefic. So, but in ancient Vedic astrology, initially, in the initial days, moon was always considered to be very positive, whether it is a waxing moon or waning moon, initial days, because moon was treated as a mother. Even in the Vedas, sun was treated as father and moon was treated as mother. So whatever may be the ascendant, moon is always positive. It was always taken as a positive planet, but after that they identified, for Leo ascendant people, moon is actually the malefic one. Now if moon is malefic for you, even though it is a malefic, in the current transits it may not be very much problematic for you, because wherever moon stays, it stays only for 2.5 days in whichever house it stays, right? Because a moon changes every sign, for every 2.5 days it changes a sign. Your moon is in your 1st house, so what does it mean? Means your decision making, your attitude may create problems on 28th November, and also on 29th November there would be some trouble because of your speech, or because of in your family, or because of your low bank balance, there would be some problems. And if we go ahead, the same thing will be on 30th November also. And on 1st December, moon is transiting in the 3rd house, so it is going to give some trouble because of your short distance traveling, or because of your communication. And if you're working as a broker or a commissioner, or taking some commission, right, so it may give you some problems related to your commission. Or if you're trying for some, let us say, visa processing or something, maybe on 1st December it may give some kind of trouble, right? So because moon is malefic for you, right? So that is the possibility. And even on the 2nd December also your moon is in the 3rd house, which is creating some trouble in the communication, in the documentation, whatever documentation you want to do, that can be the registration of a land or whatever. So in this particular documentation process, what you need to do is you need to take help from somebody, right? So if you want to take help, that better you take help from your siblings, from your brother especially. So if you take help from your brother, then definitely the documentation process or the visa processing or the registration processing that you're doing for your new house or new land is going to be very much successful, because for Leo ascendant people, Mars is a yoga karaka planet. There is a yoga karaka planet, so that yoga karaka planet is also sitting in the 3rd house. So if you take, so anyways, the malefic effect of moon is going to be nullified also because of the Mars here, because Mars is very strongly placed. Mars is a yoga karaka planet. So because of your Mars, so because of your brother or because of your siblings, you may get help in this environment also, in your house environment also, right? So it's going to be helpful for you. The Mars is going to be, Mars is the karaka of your, is the main, it is going to show your brother, right? So with your brother you can achieve something great here, right? Or your Jupiter is also good. So Jupiter is also yoga karaka planet for you. So you take help from your spouse, right? So from your spouse or from your brother or siblings, you can try getting out of the problems. That is one possible thing here, right? So yeah, those are the energies that are, distributed for this particular. Even more, see, on 3rd December this moon is going into the 4th house also. So moon is malefic, and as again the house in which you are living in, the moon, a malefic energy is joining on the 3rd December. And the best thing is, of course, if you see by 5th December there is a help from your brother. Actually Mars is a yoga karaka. Previously we thought this Mars would increase the problems, but it is also your yoga karaka thing. So definitely if you add decisions of your brother here, so that can reduce the problems for you. So that is one possibility in the whole energies. The Mars energy is very good for you, and Jupiter's energy is very good for you. So right, so that is a whole picture. Even in the visa processing and the documentation, the registration of the land and all the stuff, even the moon is actually it's trying to spoil in all those things, but Mars is helping you. Means any kind of brother personality in your life may try to help you in this particular situation for sure, and any kind of spouse kind of a figure in your life may try to help you in this situation. And that is one thing for the current energies. A brotherly figure or a spouse kind of figure can help you in this kind of situations. And of course concentrate on your chronic disease or whatever. If you're having some health issues, you need to concentrate on that, and it is a possible time that it can create some chronic diseases for you. So your daily routine can save you from that, right? So these are the energies that you are carrying currently, right? So thanks for watching this video.